Never mind. I'll talk to you after you're done with it.
Okay, folks, so apparently none of what you saw for the past hour has been recorded. Because YouTube is a dick.
Wait, you've been on for an hour?
Yes.
Why didn't you try calling me sooner? I thought it was on before noon.
Anyway, so now I'm going to have to reread a story that I had again because we weren't even on the air at all.
Wait, were you recording on your computer?
No, I should have. Zoom back out, show you the.
Yeah, for some reason it wasn't like
So over here, here's a look at the actual storm totals. I mean, it is ridiculous. Totals of at least 10 inches of rain right here in this area of North and South Carolina, and it's only going to get more wet throughout the day. Switch back over to the Raleigh-Durham radar.
Yeah, so in Texas, a lot of people were, in Florida, like Gainesville, Florida, where University of Florida plays. They actually canceled the game. Like they're not going to be rescheduling the game. They're actually going to keep doing like LSU and Florida because they're saying that the people in Florida, they actually should have played the game instead of just let them go with
what time did it show up. So now I gotta go back and find it.
Oh, something's weird with this.
Actually, I want to show you this clip.
This moves 20 miles to the west at Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville. This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. All of you. Because you can't survive it. It's not possible unless you're very, very lucky. And your kids die too.
Okay.
That was Shepard Smith on Fox News live during his little Shepard Smith reporting show, saying that on the air.
Let me see what this means. He's just saying like it's a dangerous storm, and most likely it's going to be a lot of flooding, and well, if you're in a low-lying area like Florida is, you're going to drown.
But I mean, the way he said it, though.
It's standard grammar. Could have been worse. I've heard worse.
Here's a little bit longer clip.
We'll see what this hurricane can do. We just got some brand new video in from the Bahamas. It's slow to get in,
Yeah, but some reason like
but watch this.
I have to reload the refresh YouTube quite a bit.
We can't play the audio because there's a wordy dirt in there. Somebody said a dirty word when that house just got this man's sister out of there. She survived, barely. She decided not to evacuate. So that was a good idea. It can be bad, here's the track over here. It may just skirt, it may just skirt Daytona. It may just skirt Jacksonville. It may just skirt Charleston and Folly Beach and all that. It may just skirt it. That may be all that happens. Or it may, and that will be very bad. Should news break out, we'll break in, because breaking news changes everything on Fox News Channel. We have round-the-clock Team Fox smotherage for the rest of your life on this thing. We'll be live all night long tonight. I won't be, because I'm going to a family wedding. So if you're supposed to get out, go ahead and get out. Because if too many of you perish, they'll send me down there. And I need to go to this wedding. Okay? Thanks. Time's up. Rick Scott said this morning, you live in this great state, you love being here, it's paradise, now you gotta go. Got to evacuate from these areas. We told you these are the areas where you must evacuate. If you live in that area, you must evacuate. It's a rule. But not everybody's listening. Because freedom and stuff. Freedom. Tell that to the cop who has to come dig you out. What about that cop's freedom? You love law enforcement till all of a sudden you put them in jeopardy. Think about it. Come on now.
Shepard Smith, everyone.
Yeah, it seems kind of. Well, to be fair, I would think the same. I probably wouldn't say it, but I would be thinking the same thing. God damn it, I have a wedding to go to. I don't want to have to cover news stories down there and all your asses die. I probably wouldn't say it, live on TV, but
I mean,
I'm pretty sure he's just being a sarcastic jackass.
smotherage.
What?
We're gonna do some Fox News smotherage. But wow. Just wow.
The hurricane or what he just said?
What he said, like, fucking, who does that?
Obviously, I know it's a cartoon or TV show. It's like, what? It's like, people like the newscaster, right?
Morbo?
Yeah, more of it. Yeah, people panic as newscasters wrap their way into a frenzy. Everyone run for your lives! Oh, it's actually kind of funny.
Your face is funny.
I think that is a compliment. Oh, by the way, I just noticed something funny, but you might have noticed it too.
You're funny.
Oh, shut up. But after you finish with this segment, I can go on.
Give me a second.
Okay!
God.
Donald Trump. Well, that was an old clip of Donald Trump being an ass, but I know that happened unless that clip came out recently.
Oh yes. So Donald Trump just basically fucked himself. Like, there is no coming back from this.
You'll be surprised.
I would be, but I don't think he's gonna come back from this.
Trust me, you don't think, does that mean you think that's worse than what Hillary has done in the past?
Yes. At least she apologizes for some of her stuff. This whole election is between a douche and a giant douche and a turd sandwich, huh? Pretty much.
I don't know, which is worse.
Okay, so
I wonder, should I run from, do you think I should run, do I should be a better candidate than either one of these two?
Probably.
Well, I'm pretty sure people want to see my birth certificate, that's for sure.
Yeah, man.
Actually, to be fair, I think that it's not the fact that I'm Asian that's going to be a negative, it's probably because I'm an atheist that's going to be a negative to the voters.
Oh, you would probably burn in a stake. But
also, if I become president, so does it mean the Second Inquisition has succeeded?
Yep.
Speaking of Cephas, if you watch a lot of like the promotional Apple stuff, right? Like the videos and pictures.
Yeah.
You notice that they're always at the same time on the clocks, right?
Yeah.
9:41.
Yeah.
Guess what that equals, right? 14.
God damn it.
I just noticed that just now.
Okay, so on this story here, I will warn you what you're about to hear and see contains bit of strong language. The dialogue is
Okay, is that the one you have on the screen right now, or?
yes. So let's go ahead and read through this. This person says, quote, I did not watch the vice presidential debate because I can't bring myself to listen to Mike Pence speak. In case you didn't know, Mike Pence wanted to divert national HIV funding into, quote, conversion therapy, end quote, for the LGBT community. Conversion therapy is when they take someone who is LGBT and force them to become straight by any means necessary, including shock therapy. I was in a conversion therapy from November 2012 to May 2013. I was about 15 or 16. Those were the darkest days of my life. The first session, they sat down with my parents and I and explained their tactics. They used a two-part system that actually takes 9 months. That usually takes 9 months. The first part, the first 6 months, they quote deconstruct us as a person, essentially teaching us to hate ourselves. And this wasn't just the fake, oh, I hate myself, you hear on the streets. This was a deep loathing of who you are. This stage was done when we were so desperate to change ourselves that we were willing to do anything. They explained that about 50% of their patients killed themselves when this process was near completion. I found that to be true. I met around 50 people during my time there, and 27 killed themselves. We were all between the ages of 13 and 17. Jamie, the only 13-year-old I met during my time there, killed himself during my second week. He was the first I saw die. After him, they all kind of blended together. Every week we did groups on Mondays. I would wonder who would be there and who would be dead. I was also suicidal as I was reaching the end of the first step. I attempted several times, but it didn't work. All I wanted was death. The second stage was when they would rebuild you in their image, basically would teach you how to be straight. This stage never lasted long because we were desperate. Most people finished in a couple months. It was all about repressing yourself. They taught you how to talk, walk, eat, dress, and act. They stripped you of your individuality and made you a robot. I got out because I was lucky. In October, before I had started, I applied to a missions trip with my church to Jamaica. When I was there, I saw my opportunity. If I could act like I was ready and on fire for step 2, I could make it. I fucking sold it. It came back in the start of April, and I finished in May. They even told to my parents that I was excited to be straight. I'd never finished step 1, but when I left, I was destroyed. I still hated myself because they don't teach you to love yourself. All they taught was repression. They even encouraged suicide because, quote, at least we wouldn't be gay anymore, end quote. Every time I see Mike Pence, I have flashbacks to these horrible months. I remember what they did to us. I couldn't even bring myself to tell you the tactics they use during step one, because when I tried to talk about it, I completely shut down. But it was enough to make 27 people kill themselves in 6 months. Conversion therapy is vile. Do not support this vile man. Please share this story. Let America know exactly who this man is and what he supports is evil. What he supports, it is evil. The man is evil. That was from this teenager who talked about conversion therapy, which isn't really conversion therapy so much as
I'm surprised those things are even allowed. Well, I'm not surprised.
it's sad. Like, it is ridiculously sad. How this entire story is like. Like, who the hell? It's sad because I know a lot of I know several lesbians. I know a couple of gay people. I know now at least 2 transgender people. I know several bisexuals. Like, it sucks.
So much for Jesus loves you, right?
Fuck that shit. I'm sorry, but like, there are some things that you can. There are some things that I agree with when it comes to Christianity, when it comes to how Christian morals and things are all set up. But when it comes down to like being in the image of the Lord or whatever, this is bullshit. Like, none of this should exist at all. Like, I'm. It's sad that people have to go through this. Because I'm going to tell you right now, no one needs to be quote unquote converted. It's not even a thing. Like, it's not a thing. But yeah, Vappy shared this yesterday. I just saw it on my wall, and I was like, yeah, this needs to be read.
Mm-hmm.
And most people, who play this, or sorry, most people who are in this stuff, no. Ow! Shit!
The fuck?
My legs were stiff. Anyway, it's ridiculous, honestly. But
yeah, that sounds really, really awful.
No, I didn't watch the debate because I work at a television station, so we had other things to do besides watch the debate. But after seeing this, no. No. It's just no. Like, this is disgusting. Like, completely disgusting. Yeah, and it's I know that there are some people, like, I know friends who you know, they're lesbian, they're bisexual, they're transgender, they're gay, and you know, they've had, you know, some of them have had supportive parents. They're like, you know, I get you. It's just, you know, it's what your body is, you know. Where some people are just like, really? I just got a Snapchat from Sean. See what he says. Oh wow, that is. Sean's at Kyle Field. He's
Let
already.
me go to your stream real quick.
You can't see it, but he is.
Is it on your Facebook wall?
No, he's on
Okay.
Snapchat, so I can't really show it.
Oh, Snapchat, never mind.
But he's at 376.41 feet above ground. I mean, he and Art are way up there.
Football. I know better than to have hope than be optimistic. I know better.
So who do you think, A&M or Tennessee?
I know better than to, you know, have hope and hope that my team wins. I know better than that. All my teams do is always crush my dream, my hopes and dreams.
I really wish I could restart Undertale because I want to finish it.
Why don't you?
Because I'm on a network where Steam doesn't work.
So what are you going to play today?
I'm going to play some Hearthstone.
Oh, is that the, that Blizzard Battle.net, right?
Yeah, it's a card game.
I just uninstalled that game.
Your face uninstalled the game.
I just lost the game.
Fucking dick fuck. Fuck, man. Shit.
What? What did I do?
Fucking losing a game, man. Fuck you, man. Fuck.
Oh, by the way, so here's a sports update. On October 17, Liverpool will play Manchester United. October 17 is my 5th anniversary of working in Austin. And it's also a Monday, so I'll be at work. In other news, I may be getting an HR complaints that day.
Why?
For reasons. What?
Reasons?
Mm-hmm. For no reason at all, right?
No reason. So
I wonder if one of my coworkers that sit next to me is an Aston Villa fan.
And what?
Aston Villa soccer team.
Oh. I don't know who
They're
fucking
in,
Aston Villa is.
Huh? I thought you hang out. I thought we hang out. I thought we talked enough that you start picking up on soccer stuff, or do you just throw everything out? I say. I feel so much love here. I feel the love.
Okay, so I want to play a few clips from CNN because the people that they have on here, when they talk about all the stuff that's happening, I want to see their reactions.
Or what?
On what Donald Trump said.
They have to be professional, right? They have to be very professional and not make.
Will not appear with Donald Trump tomorrow in Wisconsin, an event that has been scheduled in that key swing state for some time. Let's talk about this. Joining us now, Clinton and Democratic strategist Jonathan Cassini, Clinton supporter and MoveOn.org national spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre, Trump supporters Kayleigh McEnany and Andre Bauer. Andre is the former lieutenant governor of South Carolina. And with us also CNN's chief political analyst, Gloria Borgia. Gloria, I'm going to start with you with this news we just got in about Paul Ryan, to which I just responded, wow. Donald Trump not appearing with Paul Ryan now tomorrow in Wisconsin. This tells you a lot.
It does. It seems to me like Donald Trump was disinvited to this event. It's very clear that Paul Ryan is following the lead set by his friend and colleague Reince Priebus, the chairman of the Republican National Committee, who also condemned the video, and so did Paul Ryan in the strongest terms. I think what this does is it gives every Republican, and don't forget, these are the two ranking Republicans in the Congress, gives every Republican permission to distance, separate, divide, criticize Donald Trump. What they did not do is take that further step. And there's lots of Republican chatter about this, and I've been emailing with a bunch of Republican sources because the Democrats are going to push on this, which is, okay, it's one thing to condemn Donald Trump and to disinvite him from your rally, etc. But it's another thing to say, okay, I no longer believe he should be president of the United States. And this is what you're going to hear Democrats, I'm sure you'll hear Hillary Clinton talk about it, but I think what you're really going to hear it from is these Democratic Senate candidates and Democratic House candidates telling people that they ought to put their money where their mouth is. And if you condemn him so strongly, do you still support him for President of the United States?
Andre Bauer, Donald Trump's, we have yet to hear from you this evening. This is a big deal. When the House Speaker, the senior elected official in your own party, whom you were supposed to appear with tomorrow in Wisconsin, all of a sudden you are no longer appearing with him, that's a big deal. That's the sound of Republicans putting distance between themselves and Donald Trump. How much trouble is he in right now?
It clearly creates a divide. It creates a uncomfortable situation, and it's not a healthy thing to happen 34 days out before an election. and 2 days away from a debate. I think he will move forward from this. He definitely is an obstacle. And all of us have said things that we wish we could take back. This was many years ago. I'm not excusing it in any way. And it was guy talk, and quite frankly, it should have never, a radio, TV station should have never been recording, and furthermore, shouldn't have released it. But where we are is now that it has been released, he has apologized. Hopefully, he'll be able to move forward and get into the debate mode. It will come up during the debate.
Not assault against women is not guy talk.
Right.
Saying I'm going to grab your pussy and assaulting women is not guy talk. That is a crime. And so for you to sort of say, well, it's an obstacle, and not stand here and say that Donald Trump, as Anna Navarro
just said pussy on the air.
bravely said, must step down and cannot be president because he's a deranged individual.
Okay,
It's
Bill.
astonishing to me. And by the way, this isn't something new. Let's go back and remember that Donald Trump didn't just use the words that Jim Johns recited that Tim Kaine talked about, fat, bimbo, pig. Donald Trump objectified his own daughter. And I want every man, every father of a daughter to think about this. Donald Trump talked about his daughter, talked about her being hot, talked about her in sexual terms. This man is deranged. Look, he cannot be president of the United States. Not only does he not know how to talk about women, he's going to be abusive to women. Let's talk about his racism. Let's talk about his serial lying. Forget about partisanship. We're talking about the country.
Look, I respect that your passion. I respect.
It's not about passion. It's about.
Are you going to let me? I can't get out of the conversation. What I would tell you is Donald Trump has said some offensive things. There's nobody that argues that. Hillary Clinton has done things that jeopardize American lives. There is a big difference between offending someone and doing things that cost lives and put security of this country at risk. There is a vast difference.
I think we're happy. I'm going to say we're happy to talk about Hillary Clinton. Let's stick with Donald Trump.
I know you would want. I know
This is happening tonight. Let's let Korean talk about it.
Let's just stick to what's going on right now. What we saw, of course we have to do that. What we saw today was that Donald Trump is indeed a sexist, misogynistic pig, period. When you look at the definition of deplorable, you're going to see a picture of Donald Trump. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable what we had to listen to and hear for the last several hours. I mean, I would want our sons or our daughters to see that. He is not fit to be president of the United States. He does not get anywhere near the Oval Office.
If I try to run for president, take all these videos down.
Politics. We're going to really have to seriously think about this right now. It's not just saying, hey,
There's a
we should have
recording of
said
Jay
this.
Jones
It's really
Live.
thinking
I want
about,
Jay
hey,
Jones
this
to
guy
explain
cannot be
himself.
president.
And I will go
We
on
need to
there.
endorse him.
That's
He
his
is not
opinion.
fit.
You know what,
I
John,
agree.
hang on one second, Kaylee, we're going to let you respond to this as well. We're going to take a quick break, obviously.
I have a feeling that, to be fair, I don't think I said anything that bad, but there are times when I'm totally drunk, I don't remember. So I don't think I have said anything that bad on this show before.
Right. So here's another clip. I want to be able to, because I want to hear their reaction to this shit.
Oh, by the way, on your stream, I sometimes actually have to refresh the page a few times because it's just buffering.
It's a powerful weapon, more powerful than we've ever known.
Why are you here?
We came to trade.
You lie. You are thieves.
What was that? There are many things you have not seen.
The Great Wall. It's the only barrier keeping the world safe.
Mother of God. What is it they want?
To feed.
They trained all their lives for this war. Let me fight with you.
call it a depression when few others were able to do what I did.
But remember, this is the same Trump.
Wrong video?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's big news right there. Paul Ryan there condemning the comments from Donald Trump, saying he will not appear with
Let's see if I can get it to work this time.
women by their genitals. It sounds like the kind of thing that a lot of college students right now might be hearing or warned about during orientation sessions on sexual assault on the campuses. Lots to discuss here. Joining me now, CNN political commentators Anna Navarro and Amanda Carpenter. Anna is a Republican strategist who does not support Donald Trump. Amanda is the former communications director for Senator Ted Cruz. Also with us, CNN chief political analyst Gloria Borger and CNN political commentators and Trump supporters Kayleigh McEnany and Scotty Nell Hughes. Kayleigh, let me start with you. RNC Chair Reince Priebus said no woman should ever be described in these terms or talked about it ever. Your response?
He's exactly right. It was hard to hear those words today. It's inexcusable. I think the statement was not enough. I think Donald Trump needs to humble himself and come out to the American people and say, I'm not the person I was 11 years ago. I'm a different person. I'm not that person. And I think that he needs to apologize to the American people, because if we know anything about the American people, they are a forgiving people. They forgave Bill Clinton for his transgressions in the Oval Office, and I do think they forgive when you humble yourself. And I think that that's what he needs to do, bottom line. Inexcusable.
Apologize not just if people were offended, but apologize that he said it, period, correct?
100%, yes. Not just if people were offended. Apologize to the American people directly, all of them.
Amanda Carpenter, you had this
when we're younger, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is bigger than Trump. This is about the Republican Party. And if there's any elected Republican official who doesn't know what to say, they should call a rape survivor tonight and ask them what they heard when they heard Donald Trump say these words. Because this isn't, as Reince Priebus said, talking about something that Trump describes women this way. Trump is saying this is something that he did. This isn't harassment. It's not locker room talk. He is talking about sexual assault. There's no other way to frame this. And listen, I have a 4.5-year-old daughter. Last night we had the news on, and she pointed at the TV and said, Mommy, is that man a Trump? It's kind of funny. She doesn't know what's going on right now, but in a couple of years she's going to watch shows like this and know what's going on. And this election is about how, right now, this election is going to be about how the Republican Party treats women. And right now, seeing the statements come out from other Republicans trying to dismiss this or go past it, I don't know what that answer is. I want to be in party, but if they will not respect women and recognize that Donald Trump is boasting about sexual assaults, we women cannot stand by this.
Scotty?
Well, these were comments that were made 11 years ago, and let me agree with Kayleigh, let me agree with Amanda Carpenter. These are deplorable comments. They're horrible comments. They don't, there's no place for them, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, there's no place for them in America today. And I think we need to hold people that are in pop culture and Hollywood, who are in our rap music, who are in our reading, we need to hold them accountable just as much as we're going to hold for Donald Trump 11 years ago. But this just reconfirms he was not running for office back then. He didn't want to become a politician. He did not want to join government. He was a part of a different world than he is now. And he always said, I would only run for president if there was no one else to solve the problems that we have today. And officially, he feels like he's the one that can do it. And 14 million people in the primary agree with him, and those numbers have grown. And now I think it's just wonderful, the timing of this video coming out today, the same day that WikiLeaks comes out and puts out the Wall Street speeches, that Hillary Clinton actually insults all the middle class. Insult says that the only reason why she talks about bad about Wall Street is because that she's for political reasons. She says that, she and her husband, she can't really relate to middle class people right now due to the fact that she's not one of them anymore because of all the money her and her husband made. So the timing of these videos, I think this video also needs to be interesting to talk about.
You say it's 11 years ago. Yes, it's 11 years ago, but it's not like Donald Trump was in junior high. The guy was 59 years old when he said it, so he was a fully formed individual. And Gloria Borger, again, let's talk about Amanda's point right there. The pressure this puts on the Republican Party now to deal with this. Paul Ryan's supposed to be on a stage with him tomorrow in Wisconsin. What's going to happen?
This goes beyond crude talk to predatory behavior. And I think it's a tipping point right now for the Republican Party. And I think, my email has kind of been blown from Republicans who are saying to me, I mean, Bush's former campaign manager said to me, Sally Bradshaw said to me, he's a pig, I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. This is a Republican. I think that Democrats are going to force Republicans to say whether they still support Donald Trump for president. I think you're going to start hearing calls from Republicans privately and then maybe publicly to say, what's our plan B here? I think that this has gone beyond a matter, again, of crude talk and crude behavior and insults to women to something that's, quite frankly, predatory. And I think that the party has to grapple with this. You have the chairman saying this is inexcusable, and then there's the second thing. Okay, then what? Now what? Reince Priebus. And I think people are asking themselves that question tonight. And I think these are very sad conversations. I feel for the young people who are working in the Donald Trump campaign, who spoke to MJ Lee about how they feel about pouring their heart and their soul into a campaign. And now this tape comes out.
So, Anna Navarro, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'm going to ask you this question. Is there anything Donald Trump can say tonight to make this go away? Is there anything that Paul Ryan or other Republicans that are supporting Donald Trump can say over the next 24 hours that will satisfy you?
Wow, so he was the difference between us 15 years ago, we were like still in high school, right?
I had just graduated high school.
Yeah, I think about 11 years ago, I was 18. I was in freshman in college at A&M. Yeah, at least I would have an excuse because I was young and stupid. He kind of doesn't. He wasn't like said he was about 60 when he was 11 years ago.
He was just shy of 60.
Yeah, so he should have known better. Even as a business person, he should know that's going to be opening a big can of HR on your ass if you ever set that at work. Oh, here's something not funny, on a different topic, sort of. So you know how I went to New York City a while back, a couple of weeks ago, and did a lot of walking? So one important thing about, walking a lot is you should wear properly fitted shoes if you're going to be walking a lot. So I actually looked at how much my shoes were actually, the size of my shoes. I think my tennis shoes that I wore there was like at least half a size or one size too small.
Well,
because my running shoes that I have are a size 10, and the shoes I wear for work are 9.5, and the shoe I wore to New York were 9s. On a different topic, my foot was hurting like a little. I think that I hurt my toe a little bit there. My friend called it like a runner's foot, runner's toe, as in like your shoes are not fitted properly, that it puts a lot of pressure on your toe that can cause internal bleeding on your toe. And it's like see a big bruise on my underneath my toenail. So yeah, I said, yep, you got it. So it's fine, it just hurts like hell if you ever try to lean on that toe.
Let me see another clip here.
Billy Bush, who is probably in NBC Public Relations right now. Kirsten Powers, it's kind of stunning to hear the Republican nominee, father of 5, married to Melania Trump, a person who won handily the evangelical vote, talk this crudely about women. And again, I don't want to pretend that I am a choir boy, but no, I don't talk that way about women, and I don't think I ever even thought crazy things like that when I was single.
Right. Well, and I think that's also the biggest thing probably for the evangelicals. I think
was that he was married. He'd been married for 4 months at this point. He's talking about a married woman. And I think having it on tape also makes it very powerful, because most of the things we know about him in the past are reported, but I think you could easily kind of sweep them under the rug, and he could say, well, that was my past, that was my youth, and I was a playboy.
Youth, he's 59 or 60 years old.
But at this point, he's not. At this point, this is later in his life.
At this
right,
point.
exactly. And I think that makes it, even worse.
He's a dirty old man. Really? You know what's interesting about this is that we are in an era right now when I think the behavior of a certain generation of men when it comes to women is really being shamed and judged in a harsh and very, very difficult, very tough way. And this is just the latest example. I could cite others, but it's not acceptable to talk about women like that.
No, and the truth is, you can write this off to generational behavior to a certain extent, but there are a lot of men of his generation who have been enlightened, who have, as they've grown older, realized and looked back and said, this actually wasn't okay. And actually, I have daughters and grandchildren, and I don't want to talk about women this way. And so,
years older than I am. There are a lot of men of his generation who never spoke like this. I really want to make your point on that. I mean, it is vulgar. It's vulgar for a young person, perhaps excusable when you're a 23-year-old single guy or you're in a locker room. A 59-year-old man who got married 4 months before.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton just tweeted about this, as one might imagine, can you read that to me again? So let me just repeat it. I don't have it. This is horrific. We cannot allow this man to become president. There it is. That's the obvious response.
I also do think that there is a somewhat predatory part to this as well. The way he's talking about sort of preying on a woman, I can't quote what he actually said, but the way he's talking about it is very predatory, and I think that that's also very concerning as well. And that, I'm sure the Clinton administration is going to focus on. And I also want to say that's not an apology. When you apologize to somebody, you don't make an attack and then an apology.
Bill Kristol, obviously Bill Clinton has been accused of many things, including crimes against women, and that is the Donald Trump response. That is going to be the Republican response. What do you make of that?
Well, Bill Clinton was impeached for lying about something he did with a much younger woman and other women in his past. But he's not running against Bill Clinton. Yeah, and I think personally I would have not tweeted if I were Hillary Clinton. This is its own story. She's not even automatically get all Republican hackles up by saying, hey, why is Hillary Clinton lecturing us? She should let this story go on its own. And the key for, if I were running the Clinton campaign, step out of it and let the media ask Paul Ryan, who's a really decent person and must be horrified by this, and Mike Pence, what they think of this.
All right, Bill Kristol, Kristen Powers, thanks so much. That's it for the lead. I'm Jake Zapper, turning over to Will Pritchard in the situation.
So,
his
yeah.
If he was much younger, like our age, when we were just in high school, or college, I give him a pass. He's like 60, a grandfather, that just seems really dumb to put yourself in that situation. Which I gotta reiterate, if I ever decide to run for president, take all these videos down.
Senior writer at the Federalist, Mary Catherine Ham, Donald Trump supporter Kayleigh McEnany, and Democratic strategist Hillary Rosen. Thanks one and all for being here. Mary Catherine, let me start with you. Last night, Donald Trump was asked if he pays federal income taxes. Take a listen.
I never said I didn't pay taxes. She said, maybe you didn't pay taxes. And I said, well, that would make me smart because tax is a big payment. But I think a lot of people say that's the kind of thinking that I want running this nation.
Does he have a point at all, do you think, that people might say, oh, he's smart with business and he gets out of paying taxes, but I want him handling the country's finances?
Yeah, I think that
moment was not as much an admission as some on the Clinton campaign think it was. I think it was like sort of a flippant comment. And he could settle all of this by releasing taxes, of course. But I think the Hillary Clinton campaign and Hillary Clinton herself need to be careful about walking this Harry Reid line, which in 2012, he on the floor of the Senate was like, Mitt Romney didn't pay taxes for 10 years. I know because someone told me.
Right.
And of course, that was not true. So let's keep it sort of within the bounds here. I think that's a little bit of a danger for them.
Well,
she didn't say he didn't pay taxes. She said,
show us your taxes.
she said there are 5 reasons why he might not pay.
well, and the years he did release it that he had to for his casino license showed a, modest amount. But here's the key point, which is don't brag that you don't pay taxes when, has some recognition that for the average guy, the factory line worker, the minimum wage, housekeeper, they don't have those loophole options that you do when you're investing in real estate and depreciating, non-existing assets. So I think that's really the point is, can Donald Trump really relate to a middle-class worker who is paying taxes and not feeling his, cavalier attitude about this?
Kelly, I want to ask you, the Trump campaign is signaling very clearly that they will target Hillary Clinton as being a bully who allegedly tried to smear women who accused Bill Clinton of various misdeeds, including rape. Here's Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway today.
It's fair game to think about how Hillary Clinton treated those women after the fact. She called Monica Lewinsky a loony.
Kelly, I'm not one for really bringing in people's personal lives. It doesn't seem to me that Donald Trump, whose extramarital exploits filled tabloid after tabloid in the 80s and 90s and more, has really that much of a moral high ground when it comes to the question of his rival's husband's infidelity. What am I missing here?
Right, look, I don't think Donald Trump should bring this up in a debate. I think it plays right into Hillary Clinton's hand. We know every time this is brought up to her face and she responds, women voters actually respond positively to her. So I don't think he should bring it up in the context of a debate. That being said, the people around him, I certainly think, should be bringing it up on the airwaves because there are women out there, Juanita Broderick, Kathleen Willey, Paula Jones, who all claim to have been sexually, the recipient of sexual aggression on the part of Bill Clinton and bullied by Hillary Clinton. So I think for those...
Which people around him should bring it up? Roger Ailes, Steve Bannon, Rudy Giuliani, Newt Gingrich? I mean, he is surrounded by a philanderous club. Why would any of these people have any leg to stand on when it comes to this sort of thing?
Well, I think there are many female surrogates, his campaign manager, who we just saw, who should be bringing this up because there are women out there who are very hurt, and when Hillary Clinton says she's for sexual assault victims but hasn't practiced that in her own life, I think women surrogates on the airwaves should be pointing out this discrepancy.
Okay, Hillary, let me just pick up Kelly's point here. Hillary Clinton's campaign website used to have a section about how victims of campus sexual assault, quote, have a right to be believed. But after Juanita Broderick and others started pointing out, well, what about Bill Clinton's accusers? That section was actually removed from the Hillary Clinton website.
Yeah, so, look, there's nobody who has more empathy with victims of sexual abuse than Hillary Clinton. She has actually worked on this. She's supported extra attention for victims of sexual abuse. But here, the Trump campaign is spreading story, keeping it out there, teasing it all. Hillary Clinton is doing rallies talking about college affordability for student debt. That is what the American people want to hear. They do not want to have this conversation. They do not want to rehash this. They don't want to hear about Donald Trump's affairs. They don't want to hear about Bill Clinton's affairs. They really just want a president who's focused on their own issues. And I think that, sending Trump female surrogates out there to trash Hillary Clinton instead of the male surrogates who have, no credibility here is just nauseating.
Well, Mary Catherine, let me ask you, because you are, of the three of you, you are the undecided voter at the table and you actually live in a battleground state. What do you think when you hear this fight among philanderers about who is more guilty?
Look, a couple of things. I do think it's important when Hillary Clinton is sort of making the argument that has more empathy for survivors than anyone else to look at the past and say, well, is that actually how her conduct went, and to deal with those facts. Do I think it's advantageous politically? I'm not sure, but it's also tricky for her because the idea of believing the victim sort of on a blanket level is such a millennial feminist point of view, the exact area where she's having trouble gaining voters. And if she's not able to make that argument to them in a clean way, which she is not able to do because of the history here, then that's a risk for her with millennial voters. So I think it's risky for both camps here, but she took that part of the website down for a reason. She's not able to make that
She doesn't
argument.
want to continue the conversation. But look, the fact that people in Hillary Clinton's lives went after those people, there is still no evidence that Hillary Clinton did this, and I'm just sick of trying to defend it. Look, her husband had an affair. Of course she was going to deny it. Of course she didn't want to hear it until presented with evidence otherwise. So to keep pursuing this and to talk about a lack of credibility is just silly. Again, that is not what people want to talk about. If Donald Trump keeps doing this, it's just worse and worse. Hillary Clinton is going to focus on things that.
Let me bring in Kelly.
I just think, Hillary, it's rich to hear, the Clinton campaign saying they want to talk about issues when this week they brought up the meme of a frog, last week they brought up Skittles. They're not signaling to voters they want to talk about issues. They have run a campaign that has gone into the gutter. It's been about maligning Donald Trump. Don't vote for me because I have a positive vision, because I don't. It's vote for me because Donald Trump is just that risky and just that bad. That's been the message of the campaign.
Now, Hillary Clinton has talked about the risk of Donald Trump with his finger on the nuclear button, not about anything else. If Donald Trump keeps wanting to go out there and threaten Hillary Clinton by bringing up her husband's past affairs, you're damn right she and her team are going to fight back on it.
All right, Mary Catherine, Kaylee, Hillary, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Be sure to tune in to CNN next Tuesday.
Damn, son. Damn, son, damn. I'm sorry, that was, I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway.
I think that you spent an extra hour on this because you messed up the first time, huh?
Yeah, fucked up, shut up.
Well, what happened to the secondary backup that you used to have?
Man, I don't know. Fuck.
That's why I thought that was my job. You didn't call me in time to prevent you from wasting like 40 minutes. Like, had you called me like, wait, what? What just happened? Huh? I looked away and Oklahoma Sooners scored a touchdown.
What? Bullshit.
Well, they're playing the Longhorns, so that's not really, that's surprising. They only have an 8-point lead over the Longhorns.
Sounds about right.
No, the Longhorns, I think last week were down at least by 30 points by now. The funny thing was, last week, the Longhorns had like 3 blocked extra points in a row. Like, the Oklahoma State Cowboys blocked 3 of their kicks in a row. Hey, I think we're gonna head out.
You're gonna run away?
Got stuff to do, mate.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
You're gonna run away because you're a jerk.
Oh, yes, I'm a jerk. Unless, you said you were playing Hearthstone. I don't actually have Hearthstone anymore.
Yeah, I might cut it off early anyway.
Early? It's 2 o'clock. That's when you normally end it, don't you?
Yeah, sometimes.
No. Oh, yeah. No, usually we start playing, like, League around 1, and... Larry's at Ren Fair this week, so...
Oh, is he? Like a punk-ass bitch.
Well, one of our mutual friends, people that... Well, yeah, sort of my friend, he was trying to get me to go, and I was saying no, and he kept badgering me about it, so I'm kind of pissed off at him because of it.
So you're pissed off at Larry?
No, our mutual friend.
Oh.
apparently, after dark at Ren fairs is a good way to pick up easy women, according to him.
Well, there you have it. Anyway, folks, that's it for J.Dole's Live Saturdays. Because I feel like it. Tune in next Saturday when I will eat a cow.
You will eat a cow?
Yep.
So you're going to be eating bevo.
Yep. Bevo's mine. I'm going to eat it.
Nom nom nom. Actually, didn't bevo die? Didn't they have a replacement for bevo now, or is it still bevo?
It's still bevo.
Oh, I thought for some reason, I think last year he was like sick or something.
And let's see, A&M's going to play against Tennessee.
In about half an hour.
Yep. Make a pick. Make a pick. Make a pick.
Well, don't you know that every time any team I support will lose?
Just
so I
pick one.
think I don't know if I actually want to actually watch the game because if I support a team, they'll lose.
Pick them.
Huh?
Pick it.
Not saying a word.
Pick it.
Not saying a word.
Pick it.
Not saying a word.
Okay, Kevin chooses Tennessee. So.
Okay. The reverse jinx, right?
Yep.
Actually, that doesn't work either.
I know.
Well, what the heck?
I'm gonna go because I want to see how far A&M goes. I'm gonna go with A&M.
Hang a second. That was a weird play. Let me see the replay on this. So it looks like the Longhorns recovered the Sooners fucked up the punt fair catch.
Because they're bitches.
Oh, that's what happened.
What?
He called for a fair catch, and the ball bounced in front of him.
Nice.
And it hit him, so it became a live ball for the Longhorns to recover. He was trying to get out of the way, but it still hit him. Wow, that was... I almost felt like he was trying to jump up and catch it, but then it just bounced off his hand. But no, it bounced in front of him and it just hit him in the chest. So now the Longhorns have the ball on the 23-yard line. 24-yard line.
Anyway, I will see y'all next week for an all-new J. Jones Live Saturdays. And remember, keep this in mind. It's all your fault.
So, are we blaming Joe?
Hashtag blame Joe 2016.
Wait, isn't it also vote Joe for something now?
I'm not going to vote for Joe. I'm going to vote for John.